Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. You guys know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit the subscribe if you're new, and ding the notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. Today, we are back the morning after the Sixers defeat the Indiana Pacers 113-107. We finished at 2-0 in the preseason, and although there were some things that I did not like, overall in the preseason, I saw a lot more than I thought I would. This team impressed me from a lot of different areas, and overall, they showed me a lot of promise, and I think we're going to carry it into the season, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Now, before we get right into it, I do want to mention this again. Going until about Monday night, all you guys have to do in 3 simple steps is, number 1, be subscribed to Philly Take with RB on YouTube. Number 2, follow me on Twitter at RB Philly Take. And number 3, hit that retweet on my pinned tweet. As you can see right here, we got a lot of people entering. 5K giveaway. I want to give back. I'm giving a Nike Joel Embiid Swingman jersey and a Dynamic Duo t-shirt, Joe and Ben, the one that I wore a couple days ago. So I'm giving both of those away. 2 winners will be picked on Tuesday. You got at least a few more days to try to enter the giveaway. Appreciate all the support and the love, and good luck. Now, getting into this game, I feel like the only important thing that we need to talk about from this game, obviously it's a preseason game, not a lot of guys starting, and Embiid didn't play, etc., is that the bench was insane. They were stellar. 4 guys in double digits off the bench. Tyrese Maxey, Shake Milton, Furkan Korkmaz, Mike Scott, all these guys playing well, and I've been saying it for years now. We need a balanced second unit. We need a bench, a unit that's going to come in, and there's not going to be too much of a drop-off in terms of scoring as opposed to the starters. We've seen that throughout these couple preseason games. Like I said, although there's some things that we got to work on, like pick and roll defense, turning the ball over too much, things like that, some techniques and stuff, and Doc will get that fixed, and it'll take time. There's kinks that need to be worked out. Again, we've only been playing together for 2 weeks. I think you give this team 10, 20 games down the line, they're going to be just fine, and I can't wait to see what happens. But the number 1 takeaway from these 2 preseason games and last night is that the bench is scoring. We had more bench points than starting points yesterday, and these guys just look special. Maxey looks really good for a first-round pick. Shake Milton looks like he's about to come out this year and ball out. Furkan Korkmaz, we know him and Mike Scott have been inconsistent, but if they can play the way they played last night with more spacing and more comfortability, I think this team as a whole is going to benefit, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Now, not only did we win the game, but we were pretty much demoralized in the first half. Starters were not playing well. We really did not have a good sense, but the second unit revived us, and coaching. Doc Rivers made a halftime adjustment, talked to these boys, and what did they do? They came out with fire. They came out playing hard, and when you play hard, it can beat the talent when talent doesn't work hard, and these guys came out firing on all cylinders. We came back, I think we erased like a 15-point deficit or something of that nature, and we stormed all the way back and won the game, and that leaves a good note on the outlook of this team. Now, after the game, Mike Scott had a quote, again, just another Brett Brown kind of shade reference, throwing him under the bus. Says Mike Scott is enjoying and taking advantage of his second chance to play for Doc, and his quote was, "Doc is a straightforward coach. He doesn't sugarcoat it, which I like. He tells me my mistakes and what I need to get better at. I appreciate how he coaches." Thank you, Mike Scott. Thank you, Mike Scott. I mean, look, again, Brett is out of here, but it's just funny how things continue to be said like this. And I can tell that this team is buying in. They believe the product that Doc is putting out, and it's obvious on the floor. Now, one of the guys who I have been underwhelmed with, Matisse Thybulle, Doc Rivers said that he would not read into any rotations in terms of Matisse Thybulle, who was limited early and is being brought on a bit slowly. So I do think Matisse will be in the rotation, which we're about to talk about in a few minutes. And he has been concerning. He has not looked himself. His footwork is not right. He looks slow and just out of shape. But I think that injury he had a couple weeks ago is kind of, holding him back a little bit. And I think Matisse will be fine as long as he gets healthy, because I think Doc believes in him. I don't think it's time to trade Matisse or anything of that nature. So we'll see how he develops as well. Now, the last thing about this game that we must talk about, and Ben Simmons haters, open your eyes. Beware. That's right. That's right. Ben Simmons took a jump shot. Ben Simmons took a three-pointer. And not only did he take a three, he didn't hesitate. He looked comfortable. He looked confident. Ben Simmons took that with no hesitation. And you know why? The number one element that is important to realize on that play: spacing. Tobias Harris drives, draws in another defender in Brogdon, and he kicks it out. And Ben Simmons had space, and he had time, and he let it fly. It looked beautiful. I expect it to grow. Ben Simmons haters not so fast. People are mad that Ben Simmons, didn't have 10 or more points yesterday. He had 9 points and he had 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 blocks. The guy contributes in a bunch of different ways. And he was great on the defensive side of the ball. Ben Simmons is going to contribute in a lot of ways. And if he can just do that, hold up, let's play it again. Let's play it again. If Ben Simmons can just do that and hold the defense accountable and make them take a step up here and there, and he can work on that and start there and develop, man, this guy is going to be a good player. Look, I'm telling you, it's going to come more. I expect it to come more, and with more spacing and just more ways to find your shooters on the court in Doc Rivers' system. I expect it to come more. I cannot wait to see how this progresses. But he looked confident. He did not hesitate. And in my opinion, even though he hit short on the front rim, it looked good. It was a nice jump shot. I've been telling you guys, Ben Simmons has a jump shot. He just needs the confidence. He needs the mental to be able to do it consistently. And I think we're going to see more of that as we continue. Now, getting into the meat of this video, Sixers rotation, right? Sixers have to cut their roster down to 15 players. You can usually just have, I think, 13 active on any night. But Doc Rivers has been stressing the fact that he wants to get it down to a 10-man rotation in terms of who's going to play consistently. I would see it around 10 or 11. And just some news before we get into this. Just a little while ago, I think like an hour ago, Justin Anderson got waived by the Sixers. A lot of people didn't know if he was going to stay for his veteran leadership and toughness, and just to be a locker room guy, because honestly, when we saw him in these past 2 games, Justin Anderson cannot play basketball, man. He just can't play ball. But he's a good locker room guy to have. He has a good relationship with Joel Embiid. A lot of people thought he would stay. Well, apparently, we don't need him. We don't need his services, so appreciate him. He's probably either going to go to the G League or go to another team, maybe fill out a roster, who knows. But Justin Anderson has been waived by the Philadelphia 76ers. So that leaves, I think, 2 or 3 more guys that have to go. And as I'm thinking about this rotation, I'm like, who's going to play? Who really has made a name for themselves? And this is what I come up with. So obviously, we are going to cut the rotation in the next couple of days. We play a game in 4 days, an NBA actual regular season game that counts. We know the starting lineup is going to be the same as what we just saw. So you can take Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias, and Joel Embiid right there. Obviously, we know that's our starting 5. Looking at our bench, Shake Milton has obviously earned a spot. Dwight Howard, how about Dwight yesterday? 7 for 7 with 14 points. He has earned a spot. Shake, Dwight, Tyrese Maxey, our first round pick. He's been playing well. I love the promise I'm seeing from him. He definitely has a spot. So those 3 right there, in addition to the 5 starters, that's 8. Now you need 2 more to really fill out this 10-man rotation idea that Doc likes, and I envision that too. I really like the 10-man idea, as long as we can get the guys in who are playing well and contributing at a certain time. Furkan and Mike Scott are inconsistent. They're here and there. Now, depending on the health of Matisse Thybulle, you might see less of him to start the season until he gets fully healthy. But honestly, I think Mike Scott has earned a roster spot. I really do. Just the way he's played, he's tough. He can guard bigger men. He can guard forwards. He can guard whatever you need. And as long as he hits that shot. Now, there's slumps where he goes out of business. Well, guess what? He's not going to be playing during those times. But if Mike Scott can stay how we've seen him the last couple games, inject the Mike Scott hive right back into me. Inject it right into me. And in terms of Furkan, we know, look, the first preseason game, I was criticizing him. Last night, he was playing out of his mind. Even though he does take some crazy shots and he dribbles the ball a little bit too much, we need that kind of shooting, that kind of floor spacing off the bench. So I think Furkan's earned a spot. Obviously, Matisse Thybulle, with his presence, is going to get run when he is healthy. So right there, that's 11 people. That's 11, and we need room for 4 more. Like we said, obviously, Justin Anderson Anderson is gone. Dakota Mathias, undrafted guy. I don't even think he hit a shot in either of the 2 games. He's probably going to be gone as well. And that leaves us down to a few more guys. So I think Isaiah Joe, our 2nd round pick, guy who can learn and grow, 3-and-D guy, I think he's going to make the roster. Tony Bradley played very well over these 2 games. I think Tony Bradley is going to be kind of that 3rd big man, get a little bit of run when Dwight and Joe come off the floor, you know, once in a while, or even in garbage time. Like, Tony Bradley is going to stay on this roster. I'm pretty sure of it because, I mean, the guy just comes in, rebounds, hustles, he's smart. He's a very raw talent, but he's developing it, and I like what I've seen out of him the past couple games. Paul Reed and T. Ferg round out the roster for me. Paul Reed's a 2nd round pick. He's young. He's a guy you can experiment with. And I do believe that there will be 2 two-way contracts as well. That's why I'm saying Justin Anderson or Mathias might go to the G League. I know the Sixers signed Frank Mason as well. He might, you know, end up coming up at one point or the other. I like his talents as well as a small guard, former player of the year in college. But Paul Reed is really that guy who I think is going to develop, and it's going to take some time. Again, he's very raw. They just got drafted a month ago. It's going to take some time. He'll be at the end of the rotation. He'll get a couple minutes here and there when you don't expect it. But I think Paul Reed is going to make this roster, and if they don't, he'll definitely be with the Delaware Bluecoats. And then lastly, Terrence Ferguson, a former 1st round pick, 22 years old, still has room to grow. Definitely has not developed into the NBA kind of, you know, caliber player that the Thunder had expected, but maybe a change of scenery will do him well. Again, he'll get a few minutes here and there. Another defensive guy in addition to Paul Reed. Doc wants a bunch of defensive guys. You look throughout our starting unit, you look throughout our bench unit, we have defense up and down. And Vincent Poirier, I'm a Vincent Poirier stan, but at the end of the day, man, there's just not enough room for him on this team. He played well. He showed a little bit of promise, and I love the dude, but he's not going to make it on this roster. I think this will be the final 15. That's pretty much all I got today. Look, you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Stay up to date with everything. I cannot wait. 4 days away from a regular season game. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. We'll be covering it all in terms of live play-by-plays, commentaries. Appreciate everybody that's been coming out and showing love. You guys give me your final roster lineup projections in the comments. Let me know all your thoughts. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Perfect.